Welcome, dear viewers, to a new episode of Around Kuwait. We're really happy to welcome everyone, especially when it comes into a new episode of today's program. In this program, we'd like to shed the light about all of the updates that happens here in Kuwait. We're going to know more about today's headline and topic, but first, at the beginning, let me welcome you and, of course, him himself, my co-host Abdulaziz. Really happy to have you here.
Happy to see you today, Hiba. I would like to greet working crew. I'd like to greet everyone watching us through the KTV2. Welcome to a new episode of your program Around Kuwait. Usually we share with you about the latest events and occasions happening in our lovely country, state of Kuwait. And sometimes we have a distinguished guest who are going to join us. We'll talk about different aspects and even achievement or call it informations. And you already know our camera crew traveling everywhere with our active reporters to share with you about the latest events and even occasions. Today, our episode filled with different aspects. One of them, you will be covering one of the certain events, right?
Yes, indeed. So one of the events that I covered for Around Kuwait is the event that we're going to know more about, which is HORECA. HORECA stands for Hotel, Restaurant and Cafe, and it's more an event that happens annually here in Kuwait. This is the 12th edition, and it's more about hospitality and everything that includes that. So I'm very sure everyone is going to enjoy it.
And for sure, if they are excited I'm already excited to see about what's happening during the report about the event today, about HORECA. And in addition, our next topic will talk about the global market in Kuwait International Fair. Usually during in January and February, nearing the Ramadan times, you will see this global markets like too many Arabic products, expo, too many participations with too many Middle East countries. We'll talk about their product they are presenting. I know like families always going there, the visitors, to check about the Arabic products also, Hiba.
Yes, indeed. And moving on towards our last topic, we're going to talk more about the writer's mind and nurturing it, especially in Kuwait, talking more about heritage and all of the updates, especially when it comes with the title of Pen and Lines. So I'm very excited to know more about this report and to know more about the headline and share it with our viewers.
And in addition, these are about three main topics for today. So let's go now to this break. They will continue our show Around Kuwait, talk about the first topic. Stay tuned.
Welcome, dear viewers. As you know, in Around Kuwait, we always like to focus on the new updates and events that's happening here in the country. So we have this 12th edition of 2024 of HORECA. Now we know that HORECA is the short initial for hotel, restaurants and cafes. This is an annual event that happens here in Kuwait and of course in different GCC countries and of course the countries surrounding. So lots of great opportunities for business owners, for the ones who would like to seek this kind of field when it comes into hospitality and much more. Everything you will find it in HORECA, so stay tuned with us.
In the heart of Kuwait's Mishrif district, HORECA Expo takes center stage as a global event dedicated to all things hotel-related. This grand exhibition serves as a platform for showcasing national products tailored to the needs of the hospitality industry. HORECA Expo goes beyond mere product displays. It emerges as a dynamic job market. Culinary enthusiasts and chefs engage in exciting competitions, including hotel bed-making contests, adding a lively touch to the event. With multiple editions held, the expo features captivating presentations of hotel cuisine, coffee, and highlights hotel services. Notably, global hotel chains actively participate, alongside major hotel booking applications, making it a truly international affair. In essence, HORECA Expo transcends being a mere showcase. It evolves into a vibrant convergence of industry players, fostering both business opportunities and a celebration of the artistry within the hospitality sector.
And this was our coverage for today's event. Back to the studio to my colleagues.
We are back to our show today Around Kuwait. Dear viewers watching us through the KTV2, I had a chit chat with my colleague Hiba. We'll talk more about our first report for today about the HORECA, because she covered the event and she was like the MC of the event. It was a different experience.
Yes.
I know, like the participation for too many, like we call it, the tourism sectors, the hotels, and even the facilities of the hotels, and even the cooking competitions.
Yes.
How was the event that time in HORECA?
Well, it's one of the great events events, to be honest, being held here in Kuwait, and especially that this kind of event is actually something annual that happens. As I mentioned previously, it's the 12th edition, and everyone was really excited because you've seen some familiar faces. Talking more about the competitors, some of them are competing from hotels that are here in Kuwait and very well-known hotels. You can see that the cast are working so hard. So I mean, working as an MC in this event was something very remarkable. As I always say, I don't do MC, but this event has a particular taste and matter, which makes me really, let's say, happy to be aside to them and be part of it. So talking to the audience more about Horeca event itself, as we said, it's more of a hotel, restaurant, and a cafe, and it has all the hospitality events, and it's been done and held by owners that have been working alongside to many kind of, let's say, partnership when it comes into that. It's not something that's only about, it's more of a global event, but they're focusing more, Abdulaziz, on hospitality that's happening in Kuwait, you know, when we're talking about hotels, cafe, restaurants, and even the small entrepreneurs and their new owners, whether it's for a machine, for instance, having the facility of, let's say, bakery and so on. So we can see a great platform of people working and presenting themselves in the market for owners and business owners themselves.
So good thing, well said, Hiba. I'm happy that you being there, you discuss, and you makes us feel the story like we are there also. So especially in the hotels when they're participating there, I know like the big hotels are participating with their facilities, with their services. What about the visitors? I know the visitors are eager to go there to check about the young entrepreneurship and even the hotels, and even they're checking the competition between the chefs and the operation and development chef. How was the experience that time, Hiba, with you?
Yes, talking about visitors, you know, a lot of people would say that this is open for everyone in the public, but to be honest, it was open for the ones who has business, and especially the ones who has invitation. And if you are a person who wants to attend this kind of event for the next year, because it happens 3 years a day, so 3 days in the year,
Yes.
So what happens is, Abdulaziz, if you are a person who is really eager to know about this industry, you just have to apply for the form in order for you to enter, whether writing your company name, your own small business, what do you want to see and represent yourself, you know, so that when you go inside, you're going to have more of a barcode that holds your name and your status, and people will understand, or let's say know more about you. Whether you are a small business or a new, let's say, big business rising, you can actually apply and attend. And also at the same time, you know, you have this kind of company, Abdulaziz, and I'm very sure, maybe let's say you're more familiar, you know, sometimes when you go to a cafe, you see these kind of machines,
yes,
barista machine, that has a certain logo, a certain, let's say, name, and you start to think, where do they get it from and how do they buy it? These companies are actually brought here in Kuwait for you as, let's say, a new entrepreneur or a person who wants to own a coffee shop. An easy access for you to reach towards these kind of machine and industry.
And also in addition, like I am very excited, like when you already mentioned about the event, the good thing you already mentioned, like the participation and the visitors who are like into the markets want to see something new. What about the development of the, we call it the hospitality market, and what comes to hotels, what comes to the cooking, what comes to the food,
yes,
what comes to the young entrepreneurship, restaurants, cafes, because you know, state of Kuwait is one of the countries that are pioneer for the hospitality. When we talk about the food and the cafes and even the hospitality of the hotels, because people eager to know, to go for the luxurious part, you know, want to know about the new hospitality. So, and also like when you say like for the attendance for ambassadors from friendly countries, yes, it's a huge thing. Like we see that we are already appreciate the diplomatic relationship between the state of Kuwait and friendly countries, and every country has their own participants, their own food, their own ingredients, their spices are there, and you're interacting with the ambassadors and the diplomats. It was a good experience also, Hiba.
Yes, indeed, and especially, you know, Abdulaziz, having this kind of experience, not let's say for everyone to see. We've even we've noticed that even when it comes into the wives of the ambassadors, we have this kind of
the spouses.
Yes, the club that they actually own and have. Each ambassador and their, let's say, wives do.
IWG and the
yes, indeed. So what happens is having them being presented and, you know, this kind of great experience, they actually exchange with everyone everyone, even when it comes into the chefs over there. Like talking more about the categories for the audience, that in this kind of event there is three types of competition: the restaurants that represent hotels competition, then we have the barista competition, and then finally the bed making competition. You see the audience and how they interact, especially for these women, about trying to get to know the chefs and taking their numbers, because you know it's very important to have a number of a chef. Like I never thought that having this kind of relation and trying it to grow could be very beneficial, because in the end you're going to have a catering, you're going to have an event, you want to know specific ingredients. So always keep in your phone and mind that you need someone to easily ask immediately, is this ingredient right? Am I doing this meal right? Or if you want, let's say for instance, someone to cook for you at catering, this is one of the ways you could actually have a great access, because they work in great hotels.
And also the good thing, especially in this lovely weather now, we people aiming for the catering, and imagine the chef will be in your catering and he's cooking in front of you, and they are in a very high professional and high standard hotels, and they are for sure they are very high standard chefs in the big hotels. So you will see their techniques, how they do gourmet, how they do their techniques, especially for the 3 meals, and even for the dessert. It's a good opportunity. And you being here for their 12th edition, it's like something unique. I know too many developments are different, not too many like new, and they put a new meals and new menus in the, and especially for the 3 meals, the three main meals. So it's a good opportunity. You will see the chefs and even the ambassadors and the visitors and the people who are specialized in hospitality, and even it's give like a motivation for the young entrepreneurship to participate, not only for the restaurants and cafes, how to give a good hospitality and to give like a good business for people, for the visitors, to aiming for the hospitality. Am I right?
Yes, indeed. And especially this is kind of an event that shows Kuwait, especially it's like a mirror that reflects how powerful our hospitality industry we have here in Kuwait, how strong are the hotels that we actually own, and how very well qualified are the workers and the employees who work in these specific places, because we know that hospitality is something very challenging. Once you go to a place or a restaurant, especially when it's luxurious, people would immediately judge if anything went wrong immediately. I mean, we have social media. It's a great a platform where people could express their thoughts and idea easily. So having that said, this kind of event show how strong is our industry, talking more about specifically about hospitality industry, how strong it is when it comes into representing a hotel, representing a restaurant, representing a cafe. I mean, it shows how us as a country do have these kind of facilities that is very important, and also at the same time it's always up to date. You will always see that there is a new technology, new addition, new ways in creating and having that. And even in addition, let's talk about something else, about the cooking competitions. I know the atmosphere, the challenging, and the crowd that time, and even when you see every chef have his own crew, and they are working in the specific time, and that's a little bit tension, and they want to cook the same meal or maybe the same certain meals, but it's a good thing. You will see the opportunity how they make it like in their quick judgment. It's a good opportunity for people to see their competitions with their knives, with their dishes, with their plates and everything, how they are giving instruction with each other. Good challenge. Even like this kind of competitions, the reward is us for the customers, for the visitors. You will see new cooking meals, like who wants to cook the best club sandwich ever in 5 minutes. It's a good opportunity. And it's very great, because you know in each dish there's a specific time, and one of the things that was really shocking to me is that preparing sushi needs 45 minutes in order for everyone to finish on time, and sometimes 45 minutes was even less of a time for everyone to actually be done on a specific time. So imagine sushi takes 45 minutes, and it's something that I never really consider that it needs that time. And then moving on towards different kind of dishes. Some of the dish, let's say for instance, creating a burger or creating pizza would take 30 minutes. So it was very amusing, because 30 minutes here, 45 minutes there, and that's it when it comes into preparing each meal. So everyone should finish on time and not to exceed in time, because if you exceed, you're going to take some points off. And one of the most important thing, as you just said, this kind of event helps us to know more about what's happening and what's good for us, is that they get actually evaluated on the hygiene.
Nice.
So each individual chef, he has to keep his place neat and clean in order for it to keep it hygiene. Therefore, the healthy hygiene status of the knives, the plates, and all are going to be evaluated. Therefore, it really reflects how important it is to keep everyone safe and sound when it comes into that matter.
Amazing. This is the good thing. Even about the referees, we didn't mention the referees and the judges during the event, because you are the one who's responsible as an MC to give like the announcement for everything about the minutes and the time and interviewing the chefs and the crew. But the judges, about the referees, maybe they are very high skilled,
Yes,
from different countries.
indeed.
And they are very high qualified, how they are checking to see the place are neat and clean, and about the quick reaction, they give the good flavors. Judges are from like different countries.
Yes, indeed, and they're also part of the Académie Nationale de Cuisine, which is something also representative for even different kind of chefs. And talking more about the chefs, I mean, they came from different varieties of countries and background, being from, let's say, Lebanon, from Kuwait. We have one of the strongest chefs being presented here. We have them from Germany, France, and so many different kind of countries, to be honest. And each year, they're not always the same. They actually get shifted. Some of them stays the same. Some of them are actually drafted. We have also from Oman, and it was very amazing to see this kind of, let's say, a mix of cultures and countries and being presented. And some of them from France, but they work in Kazakhstan, and so you can see that, you know, how flavored they are when it comes into their background.
Learning new techniques.
Yes.
And even more. So dear viewers, that was our first topic for today. We spoke about the HORECA Expo, and it was lovely to share with you about the event itself. I want to consider about the hospitality, entrepreneurship, and even the hotels. Now let's move for this break, then we'll continue your show around Kuwait about our next topic. Stay tuned.
The Arab Products exhibition held at the Kuwait International Fairground marked a significant milestone in promoting international trade and cultural exchange. The event, which garnered substantial attention, witnessed a diverse and sizable audience, including individuals from various nationalities. This amazing turnout underscored the exhibition's success in attracting both local and international interest. Over 180 companies representing a mix of local and foreign enterprises actively participated in the exhibition. The presence of companies from Egypt, Lebanon, Syria, Palestine, Jordan, and notably Kuwait itself contributed to the event's rich tapestry of cultural and economic diversity. These companies showcased a wide array of consumer products, creating a platform for cross-cultural dialogue and economic collaboration. The exhibition not only served as a marketplace for diverse goods, but also facilitated networking opportunities for businesses from different regions. This collaborative environment fostered the exchange of ideas, expertise, and potential partnerships. The event's success was evident not just in the number of participating companies, but also in the positive reception from attendees. In conclusion, the first Arab Products exhibition in Kuwait emerged as a vibrant hub for commerce and cultural exchange. Its ability to attract a diverse range of companies and visitors underscored its importance in fostering international cooperation and showcasing the economic potential of the participating nations. The event laid a strong foundation for future editions, promising continued growth and success in promoting cross-border collaborations.
Well, welcome back, dear viewers. I'm very sure after looking and viewing our report, knowing more about our second topic, Abdulaziz, one of the annual thing that we actually have here in Kuwait is having the International Fairground of Kuwait to represent such varieties of exhibitions, talking and having mixture of different kind of materials, talking about, let's say, food, talking more about spice, talking also about different kind of cloth and fabric that presents annually within these kind of events, especially for the global event that we actually have, and especially before Ramadan, everyone starts, especially women, our mothers, may God keep them safe, always feel the urge to go and buy everything new, though they have the spice and all the material of the food and what actually consists of it, but still for Ramadan they always have to buy everything new
and everything brand new. You know why? Because the holy month of Ramadan considered like, and not only a holy month, a special month for us, because this is the month for gathering, month of like meeting each other after a long time. So it's a good opportunity. People like to go like for this kind of exhibition, especially in Kuwait International Fair, the Arabic, and we call it for the international things about the global event, the Arabic Expo. Why? I will tell you. We'll talk about the clothes and the fabrics next. We'll talk about, first of all, and even the plates next. Let's talk about the food itself. Especially in the Middle East countries, they are very like precious and rich with spices and ingredients, what we call it for the vegetables and snacks and main course and even desserts. So we'll take this like different ingredients from different countries, because sometimes people have to go to the certain supermarket or certain cooperative society to bring in one product and one nutrition fact. So imagine like the participation from the, we call it brotherly countries and the Middle Eastern countries with their own spices, with their own food, with their own ingredients. We are taking some of them, we create something new, because in Ramadan people like to mix different style of food, because you will stay for 30 days and people staying at home, maybe in ghabgas and different events and different family gatherings and even duwaniyas. So I like to change the style of the food. One of them like rice, the other one bechamel. So people like to see something new. Not only cooking, classic cooking shows, and even they try to do different things, simple things. So that's why I want to try some different like spices. And you see in this kind of exhibition, the funny, you see family gatherings are there. They're going like their mothers, and the family is going and they're checking maybe the cheese and even the peppers and even the spices. They want to taste the flavors. Sometimes they do. And the people, when they taste something, they will aim for different, like it's like an annual exhibition, and people like to go there. I see the demand is huge. This kind of events, people want to see something new. Am I right, Hiba?
Yes, indeed. It's more of a traditional thing, let's say, to be honest. Going and attending such events is very closely to the heart, because, this is something that happens annually, and this is something that we are always used to do with our family, and especially with our mothers. Now, talking about specific spice and ingredients, you know that not everything is actually available in the market. Therefore, not only available, but also at the same time having these kind of great deals, because we've always been associated with the co-op centers having specific, let's say, ingredients and packaging price. But when it comes into always the months before Ramadan, it always has and holds specific deals, buying a certain amount of spice and ingredients with a great price. And at the same time, it's always great to see people from different kind of countries in the region is not only to buy the ingredient, but also to ask them in specific detail, and dealing with women being there presented in the places itself, and to have that opportunity to have this kind of diversity of different culture. Talking more about the ingredients, as you said, in Ramadan, because we are fasting and having this craving of I want to do this meal and I want to create this meal, and it's very challenging because everyone wants to show their best and present it in a very beautiful way, though they're fasting the whole day, and it's very amusing. But at the same time, if one of the ingredients of a specific meal is actually not there, it's going to be very challenging and difficult. Talking more about the food, I mean, it comes from different countries. Sometimes you wake up in the morning, I want to do, let's say, for instance, a Syrian food that
Nice.
is
Like
mahashi, or let's say kibbab laban, talking about it itself. So specific ingredient, like what do you actually put inside al-kibba exactly, and how do you create the yogurt itself, the laban itself. So this is where you find a different kind of countries being presented from Egypt, Lebanon, Syria, and much different countries.
Palestine, Jordan.
Yes, and to have the citizen themselves to ask them about the specific ingredient, you know, what do you actually put, what do you actually keep, especially talking about Jordanian food, the mensef, exactly. Like, what do you actually add? What is the ingredient specific? Because, you know, there's a specific ingredient. If you don't add it, the taste wouldn't be the same.
Different.
So,
yes.
exactly.
And even addition for the dessert itself, like, you know, because we spoke about Egypt represent from the North Africa, and the Syrian and Jordanian, Palestinian, and even Syrians, like in the, we call it in the east side of the Asia, in the Middle East, we can consider. They have their own certain food with their appetizer, their dessert, their main course, and in the Africa style is different spices. So it's a good thing, like, you know, because we have 30 days, people like to cook some different styles, and instead of Kuwaiti styles, yes, and spices, you have to change sometimes to see the other perspective, other spices, you know. This is like a creative, by the way, this exhibition is very creative, you know why? Because sometimes when you be there, you will see like a prepared food. You don't need to cook too much, like everything is prepared, frozen. You just take and put it in your refrigerator. You just cook it, that's it.
Indeed.
It's a good thing. And even when you talk about, we call it the style of the plates for Ramadan time, you know, like if you go to different style. And even the clothes also, I already mentioned, we want to talk about the clothes, the fabrics, especially in this weather, like it becomes like between the winter and spring, people are going to buy their jackets, their blowers, and even even the hats, even the caps. So even like in Kuwaiti style, the Arabic style, and the GCC is different. We are wearing the dishes, but if you're going to the suit, if you're going to the fabrics, if you're going to, like we call it, the sportswear, like, you know, the casual, it's a good to check about the other styles also.
Yes, indeed. And, you know, one of the most important thing is also to highlight, Abdulaziz, is olive oil. You know, olive oil is very, very important. And we always have them in market, but they always say that the origin place where you actually take it from and present it to the market is very, very important. Some of them say it's from, let's say the ones that comes from Palestine is very great. Some the other fight and say it's from Jordan. Some of the conflict we actually have at home is that they say the Turkish olive oil is the best. And you can see everyone fighting when it comes into olive oil itself. But in the same time, I mean, you do go to this market and exhibit hall, and you actually find olives being presented in different kind of ways and materials, talking about Magdous, for instance, also being presented. One of these important, let's say, type of food that people are eager always to buy from their own origin itself, country, is very beautiful to see. To see people are being prepared and preparing it on table is very great. I mentioned the topic olive because we have a huge people and a fan and market that deals with olives, and they eat olives in a specific way with a specific, let's say, taste. So it's very beautiful to see it presented in that matter.
And even in addition, let's talk about the Ramadan time decorations.
Yes.
You know, the lightings, like the Egyptian
fabrics that have been added, yes.
And the Egyptian style, if we call it, you know. In Arabic they call it fawanis, and the others from the
lanterns,
lanterns, and the others, and the torches, different kind of torches. So you will see the decoration, Ramadan decoration from the Middle Eastern country are very diverse. And people like to take this decoration to decorate their maybe living room or their kitchen and the food table. It's a good opportunity. People now dislike going for the different kind of cultures, and they will see like the different kind of the styles and the decoration, and even the plates and the fork and the knife and the glasses. So it's a good opportunity for the moms.
Now you're marketing
marketing
it for me, because you know why? Once you start to talk more about this kind of deals, you always trigger something that we want to go buy. As women, we always want something new, especially when we're talking about decoration, like talking about specific detail, the lights and so on. People would say that you actually have the lights last year, like you just bought them. It's like, yes, but people do know that I used them last year, so I have to make a new edition. But you know, this is very beautiful, to be honest, because it's very important to have always a new thing added to your home when it comes into Ramadan as a holy month. It's always said that you have to always enter a new month with a new clothes, with a new decoration set. You don't exceed, you don't want to go over the limit and budget and make it a really heavy thing on you, but you always have to add something precious and new in order for you to feel that there's something new that us as Muslim, we always wait for Ramadan, and it is one of the holistic months that we always want to have it in a more beautiful and precious way, because it is one of the months that we are everyone eager to have and enjoy spending time with family and friends.
It's a good thing at the end we say the holy month of Ramadan gather everybody, and that was our second topic. We spoke about the Kuwait International Fair holding, we call it the Arabic Expo, and we'll talk more about the Middle Eastern Expo during this month. So let's go to this break. Then we'll continue our show around Kuwait. We'll go about next topic. Stay tuned.
The fourth edition of the annual non-profit Mass Cultural Forum took place at the iconic Al-Hamra Tower, centering its theme around a pen and lines. The primary objective of this event was to amplify the transformative power of the pen in shaping reality. It sought to underline the profound impact that written lines can have in revealing an individual's culture and distinction. During the presentation, emphasis was placed on the remarkable ability of the Kuwaiti youth to defy odds and achieve the seemingly impossible. The forum, aptly named Pen and Lines, proudly positioned itself as a voluntary and non-profit platform for young writers. It served as a testament to the dedication of emerging talents, showcasing their prowess in the realm of literature and the written word. Furthermore, the event was a heartfelt tribute to distinguished writers and talents who have played a pivotal role in elevating the reputation of Kuwait. By acknowledging and celebrating the contributions of these individuals, Pen and Lines aim to inspire the next generation of writers and foster a sense of pride in their cultural heritage.
This forum aims to shed light on the power of the pen and the youth. So the pen writes lines and the lines make the life, and the youth are the power of the life. So we are focusing on the pen and the youth rights and the youth writers, and we try to develop them to be a good writer and try to develop themselves and develop the society by their pens.
In essence, the annual cultural forum at Al-Hamra Tower served as a powerful reminder of the profound influence that the written word holds in shaping perceptions, overcoming challenges, and building a cultural legacy. The forum's commitment to nurturing young talents and honoring established writers underscored its pivotal role in promoting literary excellence within the community.
Welcome back, dear viewers, heading towards our last topic that we're going to talk more about it in around Kuwait. Now, talking about the event that held the title of Pen and Lines, and it's more of a nutrition kind of field, especially for the writers, the one who like to keep in mind more of the heritage, authentic things, when especially when it comes into, you know, the drift and the ideas and so on. So talking about that, Abdulaziz, is very important, because these kind of events do help writers to grow in their mind and to have more specific details when it comes into creating.
So in addition, I was privileged to be hosting that event, to be an MC. So when we spoke about we call it Sentence and Pen, it's the fourth forum. And it was like organized by too many book suppliers. they are seeking to publishing their books. But we call it, this is like, it's non-profit organization, non-profit event, and all the money and all the things coming is for charity for Palestine case. So they have like in a privilege that like the actor Nassar was in the beginning they were opening throwing his acting, his scene with like in a music band is playing, and he's like acting like he's one of the survivors. And you imagine like the audience are sitting. The good thing in this kind of forums, they are mixing with acting and emceeing and shows and music events, even videos to showcase more about the strength of the pen, because they want to honoring we call it the good pens, and not any pen, the teenagers. I was privileged to honor 15 teenagers, and they have great pens. So in the beginning, they are opening the ceremony with the actor Nassar. He put the scene for like 6-8 minutes. We spoke about the Palestinian case, like he's one of the survivors. And then after that, I was presenting the event, and the first speaker was we call it the Dr. Nofel Farhan. She's the head of the forum. She already gave the speech about the story about this forum. And after that, I was privileged to have like a very young actor whose name is Ali Lataibi. He's 10 years old. He spoke about his superheroes. He spoke about how to be an next superhero. I have to think about the others. Like a superhero is not about only chase for like a famous person, maybe in comics or maybe in enemies and others. We are the superheroes, how to be the great superheroes for the future. And at the end, I honored 15 teenagers, like they are future writers, and they say they will give them, like they were publishing their books and their novels to be for the next book international fair for this year. All their 15, they were publishing their books about their noveling. And after that, they honor the best writers ever from these 15s, from 4, 3, 2, 1, the best 4, and they give them opportunity to publishing, to have like their training courses more to be in details, how to be like a professional writers. And after that, I already honored 3 like very famous writers. They do drama writers, so they are giving their speeches about how they are honored to be like they are honored from this kind of event, because they are very famous writers. They already write too many famous series. Now they are in the virtual platforms, such as the universal one, even the local and Middle Eastern ones. And at the end, we do raffle draws just to engage with the audience, just to refreshing them. And even I had the privilege to interview, just going around to we call it the hall, and taking their speeches.
Yes.
Like I took the speech and interviewed some of the youngsters, how they are doing, what their perspective of the training course, and how they are feeling about their honoring ceremony, because they will be honored. So it's a good thing. So this kind of good events have it.
Yes, and you know, talking more about it from your what you actually experienced, it's very great to see that it's not it's a non-profit gathering, and to have it more focus about the youth itself and how important we always say that youth, and especially that we are investing in them. Having these events could encourage them more to grab the pen and write as much as they can, with also a great idea and potential. Because if you, sometimes, you know, Abdulaziz, we need to have people to support us and to validate us, and also to have these kind of events to encourage us more. Because, you know, you are honoring these 15, but at the same time, you are also showing the best top 4 in that particular matter.
Yes.
Therefore, you are encouraging the 15, and then you are focusing more, emphasizing more, investing more into creating more creative writers. I mean, nowadays, we've seen so many writers are entering the market. This is something very great. If it's going to show something and reflect that we do have these kind of potential of youth that wants to be read, wants to be heard, wants their ideas to be seen and shown. But at the same time, it's very challenging to have the supporters. Some of the writers are very, let's say, creating themselves from scratch, paying the publish stores in order for them to publish their work, and so many great things that is actually happening in that matter. So it's very beautiful to see such a great nonprofit gathering that helps and support these great writers in order for them to be more creative. And one of also, when it comes into such events, I mean, you said that they start with the play, and especially with having these great actors and and actresses being presentable shows the support, shows how creative they are, and show how very important it is for them to be there and to represent the support for the writers. Because, you know, tomorrow they're going to not only be a drama, let's say, writer or realistic writers, but tomorrow they could be screenwriters. I mean, it always starts with a pen and with a sentence, as you just said. But I mean, they could create and become something very more and something very great. And I mean, talking about our work when it comes into movies, talking about series, talking about books. I mean, Kuwait has and always been one of the most greatest country in presenting such great work when it comes into television, when it comes into books. I mean, you've always seen on screen the Kuwaiti actresses, directors, screenwriters being always presented and shining through the GCC countries and competing when it comes into that.
And even in addition, I already mentioned to you the program of the event, the movie already showed, like they said, the beauty of murders. And the personal forum was of this event was the actor, the star Dawood Hussein. So Dawood Hussein was in this movie. We call it's like for 5 minutes, and the title, The Beauty of the Murders. And with the singers and with the participants, we saw like a very beautiful and with good editing, good directing, good vision. And the place they're taking the shots and the videos about this movie for 5 minutes. And we'd like to thank the star Dawood Hussein for participating for such movie to showcase more about the Palestinian case. Because we want to honor him in the event because he's busy for the Ramadans now, series and the events. So we saw that like he gave a message from this kind of movie about how to support the Palestinian case as like he's one involving in the case itself.
Yes.
So that's the good thing. Like we are very appreciative, we're very proud, like even the Kuwaiti actors and the public figures and people working in the medias, always supporting what comes to the supporting with the important cases such as the Palestinian case. This is the good thing. It's not only about writing, it's about the strong of the right and engaging the youth and engaging the teenagers. And it's like a big festival gathering all of them together, the music sector, the media sector, the acting sector, the young entrepreneurs, the young writers, to write all for the certain case, which is the Palestinian case.
Yes, and you know, if this would show and emphasize the importance of one great message, which is always giving the chance to the ones who are very talented to be presenting their works and be presentative and to show their support and impact, especially when it comes into having a certain great message. You know, we've always said we do have writers, but giving them the chance would make them really grow more and create more potential stories. I mean, talking about the movie itself, the movie wouldn't be prepared and wouldn't be seen and presented if we didn't have a good writer, a screenwriter in that particular matter. Having that said with the plot, I mean, the title itself, Beauty of Murders. So it's very, people would read it and feel really upset about it. Like, how can I find something beautiful or positive when it comes into murderers? But when you go in detail, as you just said and highlighted, I mean, it reflected a very beautiful way and image and message to be presented in that matter. So this kind of event does show and focus about the support that you actually give in order for you to invest in these writers and to have them being presentable and acceptable and show them the support that they actually need. Because in the end, this is what the most important case is, having that youth to grow in a positive perspective way and to give them the chance to spread their knowledge and give their words. They always say words are a weapon that are very much important than normal weapons that we actually see. You know, if you just use the right words, you could save the world. Talking more, let's say, one of the we don't want to mention it in a negative way, but, you know, talking about, let's say, Adolf Hitler. I mean, because the words of his teacher and how he was actually emphasized about him made him hate and a huge amount of, let's say, race itself. So you see how words are very important in that matter and to be considered something very powerful. So we always have to know when and how to use them.
And that's why this is the good thing about our episode today. We spoke about the different aspects, the power of the pen, the power of the hospitality, and even the power of we call it the mixing of the different countries. So in the beginning, we shared to the viewers about the Horeca Expo, which will consider about the hospitality expo, and you have the privilege to covering it and to be the MC. It was a great opportunity.
Indeed, talking of course with our second topic about the exhibition that was held in the International Ground Fair, and talking more about also, as you just said, the event that you actually also had the pleasure to be there as an MC, talking about pens and lines and how important words are. I mean, our episode today was very valuable, talking in different kind of perspective and aspect as usual, and hopefully everyone, let's say, enjoyed watching us.
And in addition, we'll talk about the Arabic Products Expo. It's an addition, it's a very good expo. It was held in the Kuwait International Fair before the holy month of Ramadan. So today our episode have like different aspects.
Yes.
Hospitality, products, and even pen.
Yes, indeed. And with that, dear viewers, that was our episode for today. Hopefully you enjoyed watching us. Don't forget to join us again in different episodes. But with that, we're going to let you be.
Have a good day.